Good morning, Poke fans. Happy Saturday. My name is Matt and welcome back to a brand new video for our seasonal rank climb in the Master Ball tier using a team that we built from scratch. Just a couple announcements before we get started. First of all, thank you everyone that supported the channel and has been patiently waiting. Yesterday was my very first time uploading in about 4 days due to the heat, of course, and it's cooled down considerably since then. So we're no longer in a heat wave. Thank God. Sunday, because today is Saturday. Sunday, we'll be recording the podcast that should be released on Thursday. We will be talking about Pokemon Go, the event that's going to be coming up by the time that you hear it. It's going to be around, and some other topics as well, and I'll keep those under wraps until we actually start talking about the podcast. The team might be changing up quite a bit. I don't know if we're just going to be focusing on EVs or doing something a little bit different. Since the conclusion of Worlds, a lot of people have been focusing their, I want to say, proficiencies elsewhere, and I kind of want to do the same to see what I can come up with. So I don't know if the entire team is going to change this weekend or next, or I should just get another team started so that I can use those in season 10. Now, some Pokemon that are currently on the team will probably make it to the next one, and then we'll probably need to decide what we're going to be doing from henceforth. I don't want to make any difficult changes because I want to have like the building process and I want to continue building as a trainer. So because we're going to be reaching out for another goal, since we've pretty much accomplished everything that we've had up to this point, it's really weird. I could like aim for the 1000 spot, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get there within the amount of time that we have. But that won't stop me from recording more battles for you guys and to satisfy the thirsts that we all have, which is hopefully competitive games that we all can grow from. So with that out of the way, go ahead and do the YouTube things. By liking the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. I do reply to any and all comments you guys leave behind, and subscribe and hit the notification bell because my uncle says that helps out the channel growth as well. So do that, please. We're trying to hit a goal of 400 by the end of the month and 1000 by the end of the year, and I know that we could hit that number with your guys' help. And with all that said, let's get into our matches. Our first matchup has Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Lilligant, Ursaluna, Torkoal, Fluttermane, and Thundurus. Okay, interesting. Fluttermane's going to be the one that's going to be setting up the trick room for sure. We still have other options with Lilligant and Typhlosion for sure. We will have to be playing around with Torkoal though. So we will get set up the best way that we know how, which is Tornadus and Chien-Pao, because we're going to get rid of Thundurus first. Unless they bring out, Fluttermane, then we target down the Fluttermane. We will have options. We'll bring in our own Fluttermane in the back, and then in the event that we hit Trick Room, actually, well, is this the best combo? Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be. Never mind. Okay. After that, we'll bring in Dragonite. I want to bring in Iron Hands for fake out pressure, but they do have Fluttermane on the docket, and Fluttermane's not necessarily like a problem versus Iron Hands. The thing that becomes a problem is whether or not that it could survive. What am I trying to think of? Torkoal Lilligant, or Torkoal and Fluttermane for the starting. What am I trying to think of? I can't. Dang it. All right. So I think what I'm trying to say is Heavy Slam can take out the Fluttermane, no problem. It's the fake out, and I don't want to get messed up with that. Okay, that's what I was trying to think of. Okay, Rain Dance so that we shut off photosynthesis, and then we'll go ahead and Sucker Punch the Fluttermane because it is boosted in the sun for special attack, and we're going to knock it down quite a bit. Rain Dance to turn off the sun so its special attack goes away. So we know that it's going to attack now, but what? We don't know. Dazzling Gleam. It's going to bring Chien-Pao down to its sash and knocks out, and it's not going to knock out Tornadus, but it's going to drop him Blast in half. Yawn will then go into Tornadus. So Tornadus is going to go to sleep after this turn. So we could swap. Or we could... Yeah, you know what? We'll swap. We will swap. We'll bring out Dragonite for the switch in. And I'll Sucker Punch again. Well, I don't really have to... Yeah, I'll Sucker Punch again. I don't know if it's spec'd. And I'd rather knock it out before it does any real damage. Dragonite comes out on my side. Fluttering will protect, so it's not spec'd. So Sucker Punch is going to fail, unfortunately. Torkoal will also protect, which is totally fine. So it was a double protect on their side. But now I'm going to Stomping Tantrum to the Torkoal. And then I'm going to Ice Spinner the Fluttermane. Because it's rain. Torkoal's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Chien-Pao is on the field, so there's that as well. They withdrew Torkoal. Totally fine. We were bringing out Lilligant. It's a good switch-in option, but that's kind of a terrible one as well. Ice Spinner's not going to go to the Fluttermane. It's going to knock it out. They're doing that so they could swap out the weather again. And here comes Stomping Tantrum. This is going to do about half to the Lilligant, which is dope. Here comes Torkoal. Stomping Tantrum to the Torkoal, and I'm going to Sucker Punch. I'm actually going to... I'm going to protect. Lilligant's going to use After You, which is going to then force Torkoal to do something. So I don't want to make any unnecessary switch-ins right now. And with Chien-Pao on the field, anything that Dragonite's going to hit is going to do a lot of damage. I wish the game would also tell you when like Chlorophyll is activated. I'm pretty sure that's what Lilligant has. Leaf Blade. It's going to break the sash. But now Stomping Tantrum's going to come in and knock out Torkoal. Oh, it does not. It's really close though. Overheat will still do a little bit of damage to the Dragonite. Not that much though. Drops its special attack harshly. And I'm just gonna go like this again. Leaf Blade. Alright, Ice Spinner into the Lilligant and Stomping Tantrum again. That's what we'll go with. Withdrew Lilligant. It's good call. Let's bring out Typhlosion. It's like they know that I'm attacking them. Torkoal's going to protect. Ice Spinner goes right into that Typhlosion. Stomping Tantrum. Yep, Stomping Tantrum, the Typhlosion, and we will then... Well, maybe not. Will Typhlosion get knocked out if I... We'll try it. Sucker Punch the Typhlosion. Torkoal protected so he can't protect this turn. They're going to Terra. It's going to be a Typhlosion. It's fire. Oh, that's even worse. Sucker Punch isn't going to do a whole lot of damage now, but... well, I mean, he could do Eruption. Helping Hand goes over to the Typhlosion, so it's most likely Lava Plume. Sucker Punch. Oh, we'll knock out the Typhlosion. Never mind. Let's go. Stomping Tantrum. Knocks out Torkoal. Not a bad strat. I think if they would have played around differently, they would have taken the game. I mean, they could still do a lot of damage with Lilligant and all that. But yeah, we'll protect here with Qian Pao. No need to put her into like, oh, never mind. The thought was to put Qian Pao into protect, not to do too much damage to her and just whittle Lilligant down, but apparently they saw the writing on the walls. All right, our next match has Urshifu, Rillaboom, Tornadus, Torkoal, Fluttermane, and Typhlosion. Ooh, cool. And it's still Hisuian, Typhlosion, which means he's Fire Ghost. So Fake Out isn't going to be that big of a... It isn't going to be useful here. I say that even though that Heavy Slam is still a problem with Iron Hands, but it is what it is at that point. So, what should we bring in here? I mean, we should probably bring in someone to deal with Tornadus. They could also go for Tailwind, so that's something that I'll have to think about. Rillaboom's a good Fake Out user, and I don't know what Urshifu is going to be using. Could be single or could be rapid. I'm not sure. We'll see. As for moves, though, we'll go Tornadus, Qian Pao, Iron Hands for the Flutter, maybe if we have to deal with it, and Dragonite again. We won't bring in Fluttermane this time. No, we did. Did we? Tornadus, Qian Pao, Iron Hands. No, we didn't bring in Fluttermane this time. We're leaving Urshifu and Fluttermane back. Flutter Hands, wow. Fluttermane back because we don't want to have to deal with that. Tornadus and Fluttermane will come out on their side of the field versus my Tornadus and Qian Pao. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is taunt their Tornadus and Sucker Punch their Fluttermane. Yes, I want to Sucker Punch the Fluttermane. Now the speed tie is either going to be me or them, because I'm assuming that everyone has max speed for their Tornadus, but Worlds did show that not everyone was using max speed. But priority is still a thing right now. A lot of people are getting rid of it though, which is great. But it's kind of hard to deal with sometimes. Okay, they're going to Terra. And that is going to be the Tornadus. All right. Dark. Oh, that's dope. Okay. Taunt's not working now. Sucker Punch still goes into the Fluttermane and gets it down to Sash. Taunt does not affect that Tornadus because it's dark. Oh, that's dope. Someone took my strat. Fluttermane uses Dazzling Gleam. It's not going to knock out the Qian Pao, but it will drop it down to its Sash. And Tornadus will also be knocked down to at least, or a little less than half. Ah, someone took my strat. God dang it. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. What can we do here? We can't... I mean, we could Bleak Wind, but they're going to get off Tailwind next turn. And in this case, it's totally fine. That Fluttermane, though, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they could go for the attack and double knock out my team, so I'm going to protect in the event that that's the case. I kind of want to get set up for next turn if it's all possible. Fluttermane will also protect. Okay, good. Tailwind on their side. And I'm going to Bleak Wind. Hopefully hitting their Tornadus. Yep. A little more than half, or a little less than half. It's about a third. So now Tailwind on their side has been activated. They're automatically going to knock out Pokemon on my side. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up with the Sucker Punch and a Bleak Wind strat just to kind of do a little bit more damage. Fluttermane tried to protect again, but it failed. Sucker Punch will fail on Qian Pao, so they knew that. Bleak Wind on their side is going to activate, and it's going to knock out my Pokemon. I don't always try to go for the double protect because a lot of times it will fail for me. So It was kind of like a worthwhile try. They have Tailwind, I don't. But now I have Dragonite and Iron Hands. And Iron Hands is going to go ahead and I think he should Terra, honestly, to not get hit by that strong Bleak Wind and the Dazzle Gleam. So we'll Terra Electric, Drain Punch that guy. And we will... What is it? No, Drain Punch that guy, and I'm going to Ice Spinner Fluttermane. Sunny Day. Boosted Fluttermane's special attack. Yep. Dazzling Gleam comes out. Oh my god. Game Y. Okay. It didn't Terra him. Here comes the Drain Punch. Boom! Right into that Tornado. Is going to knock him out because he's a dark type. And all that HP goes right back to me. So the game didn't Terra Iron Hands. I mean, it didn't really matter this turn because he Sunny Day'd instead of doing anything else. Which is totally fine in that regard. But I'm just like, why? Here comes Typhlosion. And Urshifu. And that is a single strike. So I'm going to Drain Punch the Urshifu. I'm going to Terra, Ice Spinner, into the Typhlosion. I'm effectively removing the whole reason why Dragonite is able to not get hit by ground type moves, but no one on that side of the field uses ground. So no Earthquakes. I highly doubt Sand Tomb or even Stomping Tantrum. I was really hoping for Rillaboom to come out, which is why I picked the moves I did. Close Combat goes into Iron Hands, does not knock him out, but it drops his defenses one stage. Typhlosion will do the Eruption, which is going to definitely knock out Iron... Oh, well, there goes my team. Never mind. I was not expecting Typhlosion to be faster. So there's something. I expected Urshifu, but not Typhlosion. All right, next match is up. We've got Armarouge, Entity, Sneasler, Torkoal, Chien-Pao, and Dragapult. A lot of people are bringing in Torkoal. I like it. I'm digging the Torkoals, guys. Torkoal's one of my favorite fire Pokemon. Okay, so in this regard, what we should be doing is maybe setting up for Trick Room. Now, we can't really bring out Iron Hands. Fake Out's not going to do anything because Entity is going to be on that side of the field. But we can bring out Fluttermane to kind of wheel and deal a little bit. So let's go ahead and get Tornadus Fluttermane to kind of get some weaknesses here and there. And let's bring in Chien-Pao and Dragonite for the back. Now we're bringing them in the back so that we can get set up for the extreme speed naughtiness that we've been wanting to do for a while, but it is what it is at that point. Let's see. Entity and Sneasler. I think they're both shiny. That's dope. Psychic Surge comes out. It does its stuff. Procking Sneasler's Psychic Seed. Yep. And I'm procking the booster energy for Fluttermane, boosting my speed quite a bit. Now, we could taunt, but it's not going to really do anything. We're going to Bleak Wind instead so that we get the charge. I believe I'm faster than the Sneasler. I believe so. I'm not 100% sure about that. but I'm going to imprison. Well, no. That's poison. Is it poison? I'm going to imprison. Stop Trick Room in its tracks. Dire Claw, right into Fluttermane, knocks it out, one hit KO. Bleak Wind, misses Sneasler, but will hit the NDD. Now NDD is going to go for Trick Room. Why did it not work? I have 207? No, 205 speed. Sneasler is fighting, he's at 120 base speed. How is he able to go faster than Fluttermane though? He's 189. Is it scarfed? I mean, that might be the case, but it's like, really? All right. Dragonite, come on out. Ugh. With Trick Room on the field, it's kind of hard to do stuff. Bleak Wind for sure. And we'll Ice Spinner into the Entity to get rid of the second the field. Dazzling Gleam hits. Super effective against Dragonite, but doesn't do a whole lot. Ice Spinner goes right into that slot after that. Takes away the Psychic Field. Oh, the Rocky Helmet too. So now priority now works. Bleak Wind now comes in. And we'll knock out the Entity. Leave Sneasler with about 1/4 of its HP left. Rock Slide? That's gonna do a lot, but not as much as they were hoping. Torkoal comes out next. Drought. Rain Dance, and I'm gonna swap to Qian Pao. Because I need Dragonite to come back so I could swap him out of Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner was helpful, but I probably should have brought out Qian Pao first, but I didn't want to bring him down to Sash right away. Rain Dance to get rid of the sun. It's gonna severely weaken Torkoal. Heat Wave. Crit on Tornadus, knocks him out, and it's also crit on Qian Pao, leaving him with 10 HP. Oof. Close combat. They were probably still thinking that Dragonite would have stayed out and would have Terra'd. It's not a bad choice whatsoever. Probably would have been what happened, but I didn't pick that. So I'm just gonna extreme speed the Sneasler. Why not? Knock him out. Sneasler faints. And Eruption from the Torkoal. I mean, they won. And it was not scarfed because they used, you know, close combat. So I need to figure out how they were able to outspeed Fluttermane at 205. Oh, Unburdened, duh. Next match is up, and we've got Cresselia, King Gambit, Sylveon, Amoonguss, Sableye, and Gastrodon. Okay. Nice wide assortment of Pokemon here. Sylveon, who was in the team, I believe, for juniors or seniors. No, it could also have been in the Masters team. It was obviously in the World's Tournament. I can't remember which one, but still a strong Pokemon nonetheless. I don't really have anyone with poison moves to really get rid of it, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see what I do here. Trick Room could be an option. It would probably be the option for Cresselia, but I don't think it's also going to be activating it very often. So let's see, what do we do here? Sableye is going to come out and use Fake Out, so anyone I use is going to need to be able to deal with that. So Tornadus and Fluttermane for sure. Qianpao, and we'll bring in Urshifu to the swing it. Actually, we won't. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. All right, so we got Amoonguss, Sableye on their side of the field versus Tornadus and Fluttermane on mine. We're gonna taunt the Amoonguss and we're gonna hit the Sableye for lots of damage with the Moonblast. Taunt goes on to Amoonguss, stopping it from using Spore, Rage Powder, anything like that. It could have used either one, but Skill Swap on its partner. Switch abilities with it. Spore cannot go off. Oh, I see. You give Amoonguss Prankster and it does it automatically while Sableye gets Regenerator. I like it. Not a bad strat. Too bad it didn't work. At least here. Here comes Sylveon. Ooh, shiny. Okay, so we've already taunted. Bleak Wind now. I kind of want to get Rain up so that it's at least 100%. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get a Rain set up now. And I will Shadow Ball the Amoonguss. Sylveon's probably going to hit us for a little bit, but I don't want to Moonblast in the event that they Terra'd. So Shadow Ball should do quite a bit of damage. It's about a third. And we'd also drop in their special defense. Hyper Voice comes in and will hit the Fluttermane and the Amoonguss. And he Pollen Puff thinking I would hit the Sylveon, which doesn't affect Sylveon? Oh yeah, because there's no healing. Bleak Wind, and we'll now go in with the Moonblast. Oh, look at that. Moonblast didn't do a whole lot of damage there. Boop, 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 ba-da-na-na. I kind of want a Terra, but I don't think I want to waste my Terra just because of the fact that I could be knocked out. Yeah, we'll hold off. Moonblast right into the Sylveon. Does a fourth. Bleak Wind will now come out, knock out the Amoonguss, bringing Sylveon less than half, dropping its speed as well. Here comes that Hyper Voice again. Boosh. Is it Spect? I mean, it could be Spect. It hasn't done anything else. And if it is Spect, then it's Spect. There's just nothing else I could do about that. But it is what it is. Urshifu and Qianpao will now come out. We were not able to get Trick Room off, but I don't think... Not Trick Room, but Tailwind off, but I don't think that's really going to matter. Gastrodon comes out on their side of the field. Now here's an interesting part. I'm glad that I saved my Terra, because this would have been terrible. We're going to Terra so that Earth Power does not hit Qianpao. I think Ice is weak against ground attacks, so I would much rather not have that as a worry. But we're going to Terra Flying and Ice Spinner into Sylveon, and we're going to protect with Urshifu. In the event that I don't knock out Sylveon here, I at least save Urshifu from attacks from both Sylveon and Gastrodon. They also Terra, and it's probably the Gastrodon. It is. And it's fire. Oh. Why do you tempt me so? Why do you tempt me so? I'm not doing that. I'm not falling for that, Shiznaz. Come on. Protect on their Urshifu with the Ice Spinner into the Sylveon. It is going to knock it out. Goodbye. Earth Power goes right into the Chien Pao, which doesn't work because I Terra'd. And this is the last Pokemon on both. All right. Sacred Sword into the Gastrodon. And I'm going to close combat the Gastrodon as well. Storm Drain is still a problem, so we won't be able to hit it with any type of water attacks, but this should be it, and it is. Booyah! 2-2, let's go. That was not a bad thing. It's a good thing I saved my Terra. All right, and our final matchup today is going to have Urshifu, Chien Pao, Gyarados, Amoonguss, Goldengo, and Mimikyu. So I don't think that we'll have anyone to worry about Trick Room, but we do have to worry about setups or resets if I was using a Trick Room team. Gyarados is someone that is used defensively with Taunt and or Thunder Wave, so we have to keep an eye on that as well. Otherwise, our main attackers in this team is most likely going to be Chien Pao, Urshifu, and Goldengo. So with that being said, let's get started with some countermeasures. We'll open up like last time with the Tornadus Fluttermane to kind of shake things up, and then we'll bring in the Chien Pao because Goldengo is going to be a semi-problem. And I'm only saying semi because of the fact that I can't fake it out. I could bring in Dragonite, but if I have to extreme speed into any other slot, it makes it kind of useless. So 2 Ghosts, Mimikyu, and Goldengo. I'm going to bring in Urshifu instead to kind of have to deal with the offset of the water. Actually, we'll bring in Iron Hands. Thunder Punch with Terra Thunder Punch with Terra Electric is just as good. And with Amoonguss possibly being like Terra Water and like Gyarados being, you know, water, it's going to be really, really effective. Actually, he's going to be ×4 to electric because it's water flying and flying speak against that too. So it's going to be very, very interesting. They open up with Mimikyu and Chien Pao though, so that's really interesting. We're going to go ahead and get started off with, I want to say Tailwind, because Taunt isn't really going to work against the Mimikyu. They'll most likely have Trick Room, or I mean, they're not going to use Trick Room, right? Like, that would be kind of dumb. Tailwind to get us set up. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. I mean, I want to click Imprison, but I don't know. I don't know why. Why would you use Trick Room when you've got obviously Chien Pao? There's 205. But I'm going to Shadow Ball the Mimikyu. They're going to Terra. And it is Chien Pao. And it's going to transform to Ice. Ooh, I just realized something. Well, we're going to find out. Ice Shard goes first, which is going to go into the Tornadus. Knock it out. Yeah. Kind of foresaw that happen. It's like, oh, wait. I probably should have used my Terra there, but that's okay. I think it just hit itself from something. Was that Life Orb? If that's Life Orb Chien Pao, that's interesting. Play Rough will go into Fluttermane, which will knock it out. Holy shnikes. Holy shnikes. Bring on our own Chien Pao and Iron Hands. Holy shnikes. Okay. We're going to protect on the Chien Pao, and we're going to Drain Punch their Chien Pao. We're going to withdraw. Good call. Comes out. Gyarados. Intimidate. Drops the attack. Protect. Will-O-Wisp. It's totally fine. Iron Hands was burnt. Drain Punch. Oh, it's not very effective. Just keep that in mind. It's not very effective. And that is a leftover set for Gyarados. Okay. Actually, we're going to Ice Spinner the Mimikyu, Terra, Thunder Punch, the Gyarados. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Ice Spinner right into that Mimikyu and does not knock it out. Gets pretty low though. Chien-Pao was hurt by that Rocky helmet. That kind of sucks. Drain Punch. It's going to knock out Chien-Pao. It's going to heal him all the way back up because all that damage he just dealt. Oh, Jesus. That's so dope. I like that. But here comes a fearsome waterfall to Iron Hands. Please don't flinch. Okay, good. Terra Electric Thunder Punch. Ooh. That's a lot of damage. Oh, and he's paralyzed too? Let's go. Let's go. Honestly, yeah, let's go. That's dope. Yeah, Iron Hands is burnt, but I mean, yeah. It's dope. Okay. We're gonna hit the Mimikyu now. Play rough. Oh, that does a lot of damage. Oh, that was a crit. It's like, no wonder they did a lot of damage. Are you serious? I mean, he is burnt. He is burnt, but I'm still dumbfounded. How? Burnt plus -1. I guess that would make sense. Alrighty, so our first match has an Urshifu, Fluttermane, Heatran, Rillaboom, Regieleki, and Galarian Moltres. So, with this particular matchup, we do have a couple of things that we need to watch out for. Two extremely fast Pokemon, being Fluttermane and Regieleki. Rillaboom, who knows Fake Out. Galarian Moltres, who is incredibly strong and can be built bulky. Urshifu, who goes through shields. And Heatran, who has really good typing. So, still ×4 to ground, but really good typing nonetheless. We need to plan accordingly, though. I think we should go... We'll go Tornadus, Dragonite, to have maybe a switch in for Chien-Pao to kind of give us a little bit more of a leeway there. And then in the event that I need to get rid of their Fluttermane or counter out the Moltres, we'll bring in our own Fluttermane and then we'll call it good from there. The general strat, if they come in with Moltres, then Fluttermane will be able to take it out. I mean, Thunder Punch would have done the same thing, but Dark Flying's a little bit harder to hit sometimes. So we're going to try to take advantage of the extreme speed Dragonite. I mean, there's no reason not to. Oh, it's a shiny Galarian Moltres. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get Tailwind started off. Well, oh man, this is going to be really, really tough. Okay. Tailwind, and then we're going to Terra Normal. I mean, I could go for Stomping Tantrum right now and knock out Regieleki, but I think Regieleki is going to go down with a extreme speed. Well, actually, let's do this. We'll switch on the Chien-Pao, turn normal, extreme speed right into the Regieleki, so we automatically get that bonus boost of doing a lot of damage right away. Right now, Regielecki's the fastest thing on the field. Doing Tailwind isn't going to really do anything. It's not going to increase the speed for extreme speed. So we're going to swap into Chien-Pao, drop everyone's defenses due to Sword of Ruin. Terra Normal extreme speed into Regieleki to hopefully knock it out right now. If he has anything at all. Extreme speed, right into that slot. Attack first. No Focus Sash. We take out Regieleki immediately. Now it gives rise to... Oh, Moltres with its own Tailwind. I mean, it was a good call, but, yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Now, with Tailwind, their Flutter Mane's going to be really, really fast, but right now I've got advantage over priority with this Extreme Speed Dragonite that's hitting extremely hard. So Flutter Mane now comes out. It's a good call. No photosynthesis, so it has something else that it could possibly use. I will have to hit the Flutter Mane though. So we're gonna hit the... Yeah, we're going to Sucker Punch the Flutter Mane, and I'm gonna Extreme Speed the Moltres. Extreme Speed, here comes the Moltres, boom, there it goes. No Protect went out, so here comes Sucker Punch. Should knock out the Flutter. Oh, gets it down to 1 HP due to Sash. Good job. Flutter Mane will do the Moonblast right into Qian Pao, drops it down to its own Sash. Now, Tailwind is still up on their side of the field, but Extreme Speed has been extremely helpful in dealing with this particular team. Urshifu now comes out, and it's Rapid Strike. Yep, Rapid Strike. It's like, I can't see. Dragonite, you're huge. Stop being fat. Okay. We're gonna Sucker Punch again into the Flutter Mane, and I'm just gonna go right into the Extreme Speed into the Urshifu slot. Ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. They're gonna Terra, and it's gonna be the Flutter Mane. Making it Ghost. Okay. That's an interesting Terra type. Extreme Speed goes right into the Urshifu. Will not knock it out, gets pretty close though. Aqua Jet into the Qian Pao, which is gonna go before Focus Set or Sucker Punch. That's interesting. And Flutter Mane will use Moonblast into Dragonite, which isn't going to do a whole lot. Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. All right, here comes Tornadus, and I'm going to go ahead and do Bleak Wind and Extreme Speed to the Urshifu slot. Now with Dragonite being normal, ooh, Detect's going off. Good call. Stops me from knocking him out this turn. Now they still have Tailwind, so Shadow Ball is going to go up next, which is going to do double damage. That's going to go right into that Tornado slot. Drops him down to 20 HP, but here comes Bleak Wind. Does not do anything to the Urshifu. Does it do anything to... Yes, it does. Flutter Mane goes down. I mean, that's a good counter. I love Ghost on Flutter Mane. I love the fact that people are like experimenting since Worlds came out. Like Joseph Agarte was using a Ghost build, like Hex, on his Flutter Mane, and it was awesome to watch. It was amazing. All right, Extreme Speed for the last time to the Urshifu with Dragonite. He gets to attack first. Boom. Down goes Urshifu. Not bad for a game one. Unorthodox open, but I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Okay, our next match has an Amoonguss, Flutter Mane, Iron Hands, Qian Pao, Heatran, and Dragonite. So kind of like the same strat that we have going with us on our end. So what are we going to focus on here? They don't really have anyone that's going to be able to use Tailwind. They highly go with priority. So what I think I want to do is try to shut down that priority as much as possible. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything that's going to do that, but I think it would be interesting nonetheless to bring in Tornadus to maybe shut down Amoonguss for its Spore. I don't know if that Iron Hands is an Assault Vest build with Fake Out or Swords Dance. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And I also don't know what the Dragonite's going to be either. So that's also going to be very interesting. But let's go ahead and bring in Dragonite, Qianpao, just because I felt like it. Iron Hands for the third, in case if I need to swap out for anything else, and then Urshifu after that. We won't bring in Tailwind, which is really, really strange for my part. Usually I'm all for bringing in Tailwind to be like the faster Pokemon, but my mindset lately has been kind of switching. Like, my guys are fast enough to be able to withstand a lot of Pokemon, so I don't see why not. So Fluttermane and Iron Hands versus Dragonite and Qianpao. Okay, Photosynthesis activates for their Fluttermane and special attack was heightened. I am going to Terra Normal, Stomping Tantrum, the Iron Hands, and I'm going to Sucker Punch the Fluttermane. I want to get rid of my Dragon typing so that I don't get instantly one-shotted, but I do open myself up to that Iron Hands with their Drain Punch. But I have Choice Band, so I'm not really in the best place to really do anything per se. So I'm kind of like looking down the barrel of a cannon and then trying to figure out how to avoid it. They're gonna Terra. Fluttermane. And it's Fairy. Okay. I will also Terra Dragonite to make him normal. Again, to get rid of my Fairy weakness, because I am part Dragon. Fake Out goes to the Dragonite, which is totally fine. Sucker Punch goes into the Fluttermane. Here comes Dazzling Gleam. It's going to do a lot of damage. Doesn't knock out the Dragonite. Gets really, really close, though, but it will take Qianpao to its Sash. And Dragonite was flinching, could not move. Can I switch to a different move? Oh, I can. All right. Because I faked out, I wasn't locked into that slot. That's actually really, really interesting. I didn't realize that that worked like that. That's cool. Ice Spinner will now go into the Fluttermane. Fluttermane will now protect, so that's a good call. Now I'm going to be locked into that slot. Ooh, they definitely called me on this one. Ice Spinner will now go into that Fluttermane slot as well, which isn't going to do a whole lot. And Drain Punch. Now knock out Dragonite. But that was the thing that I was fearing, that if I went into the Iron Hands and doubled into that slot, one, I'd get knocked out immediately by a Dazzling Gleam Fluttermane that gets boosted in the... well, not any type of weather right now, but it is boosted due to booster energy. So there's that. I'm going to Heavy Slam the Fluttermane, and I'm going to protect Qianpao. But if I would have doubled into Iron Hands, I would have left Fluttermane open. But if I predicted that they would protect, which I didn't know that they would, then it may have left it open to where I might have knocked out the Iron Hands, but I don't think so. He is really, really bulky defense-wise, like physically defense-wise. Like, even mine that I have has... where his defense right now is 128. Well, that's not... I mean, 128 is still 128. Don't get me wrong. That is still a lot. Heavy Slam gonna go into that Fluttermane, knocking it out. Drain Punch gonna go into the Qianpao. I think I got hit by Fluttermane because he did get some sort of boost. But was it enough to knock out my Iron Hands? I don't believe so. It might have been half. Oh, yeah. Just about half. We're going to Drain Punch the Heatran, and I'm going to swap out my Fluttermane to bring out Urshifu, or my Qianpao to bring out Urshifu. It's kind of like a terrible choice, but since I already locked into Dragonite, I can't really do anything else to prevent this. But I want to keep Chien-Pao around as much as possible. Now, I don't think he was going to go for a wild charge. He could still do Drain Punch to Urshifu. That's going to do a lot of damage, but... Oh, he's going to do it to my own Iron Hands. And that Heatran has leftovers. Gotcha. Drain Punch on there. Iron Hands. I'm going to Searching Strikes their Heatran. I think I'm faster. They withdrew Heatran. Let's bring on Amoonguss. That was a good call. Surgeon Strike's gonna come into it. Rocky Helmet. Yep. This is probably gonna knock out my my Urshifu. Oh, it's not. It does damage, but it's not enough damage to where it's a lot of concern. Don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of damage, but usually when people hit 3 times, it hurts. Drain Punch. Their Iron Hands to mine. We heal up just a little bit of HP. Wild Charge the Urshifu. It's gonna knock it out. I think they saw the swap out, so it's kind of like a misplay there. But now here comes Chien-Pao with the 1 HP that he has left. Sword of Ruin now activates again. Drain Punch. Yeah, Heavy Slam's not going to do anything, and neither is Thunder Punch, but we'll go into that slot, and I will Ice Spinner into the Amoonguss slot. Now he's probably going to swap out Amoonguss. Oh, he doesn't. He swaps out instead his Iron Hands to bring out Heatran again. Amoonguss is going to protect, so no Spore this turn, but Ice Spinner's gonna go into that slot, and I'm gonna Drain Punch the Heatran, which is a good play because now when he comes back out, he reopens up his Fake Out. The terrible thing is that it really opens up Amoonguss next turn, but it doesn't really matter when Fake Out can literally knock out Chien-Pao. So what I have to do is this, right? I'm gonna Drain Punch. I'm gonna Drain Punch Iron Hands, his Iron Hands. I'm gonna be put to sleep unless he doubled Spore into that slot. But Chien-Pao's gonna knock him out next turn. So Fake Out did go into the Chien-Pao, which is what I foresaw. Here comes the Spore into the Iron Hands, which is totally fine. I foresaw that happening. I just need to play this smart now. I can't swap. Chien-Pao is 1 HP. And I need to make sure that I can get a move off. We're gonna Drain Punch into Iron Hands. Now I should attack into Iron Hands, but if I do that and I'm somehow don't knock him out, I get left with Spored Amoonguss. We could still knock out Chien-Pao, but I'm gonna knock him out now. So if Drain Punch goes into, there's the Protect. God dang it. Oh, okay. Ice Spinner goes into that protected slot, does nothing. Iron Hands just kind of sits there. My Iron Hands is asleep. It's dedicated for dedicated turn. Their Drain Punch, which is totally fine. It gets 1 HP. Just literally 1 HP. Now, Drain Punch into... Nope, my Iron Hands is still asleep. There is a good chance that I would have been able to beat this if I took down Iron Hands, but I can't. But there's the Pollen Puff I was worried about. It didn't come into mind until after. Yeah, they got this. That's 2 Pokemon pretty much at full health. There's no way. There's no way. Alrighty. This match has Regidraco, Tornadus, Golden Go, Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Mimikyu. So, Dragonite's going to be not so useful here. His Terra is, but not him specifically. So I think the best course of action is to outspeed my opponent by using Tornadus, Fluttermane. We're going to bring in Iron Hands. Well, Golden Go, Urshifu, and Qianpao. We'll bring those 4 in. Our 2 biggest special attackers and 2 of our other attackers. Don't get me wrong, they're really, really good, but I think they're supposed to be better in different pairs, so there's that. Okay. They open up the floor with Tornadus, Golden Go, and I open up the floor with Fluttermane and Tornadus. Now, this is a terrible matchup already. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do Tailwind. Yeah, Tailwind, because they're going to get Taunt off. And I can't swap out Fluttermane because I won't get the booster energy, but I don't think that really matters right now. I could go Shadow Ball. What's the better call here? Urshifu. We'll swap to Urshifu. I won't put Fluttermane into danger right now, because that Make It Rain is going to knock her out. So I'll bring out Urshifu to make it so that they can't. They're going to Terra. It's going to go to the Golden Go and Steel. Here comes that 2 times boosted Make It Rain. Tailwind on their side of the field, which is totally fine. Foresaw that happening. That's why I did the same. Make It Rain, 2 times boosted. Gonna knock out the Tornadus for sure, but it leaves Urshifu alive. Go ahead and bring out Qianpao. And we're gonna Ice Spinner into Tornadus, and I'm gonna Surging Strikes into Golden Go. He might swap out here. Yep, he did. It's like I knew it. It's like he might, and then that would be an option to bring out Rillaboom, which he does. Son of a biscuits. The calls, the plays right now. But because he swapped. I mean, he could still do a Fake Out next turn, but I'm taking down this Tornadus today. I move faster than the Tornadus. Tornadus doesn't really survive a lot of stuff from Qianpao, so we'll see. Down to the 1 HP, held on by the Sash. I take off the Grass Surge, which doesn't do anything to Tornadus anyway because he's flying. Here comes the Bleak Wind. Does knock out their Urshifu, even though... Oh, man. Even though... Urshifu is Terra'd. That stinks. In comes the Fluttermane with no spread moves. It's kind of what I have to give up. But we're going to protect with the Qianpao, and I'm going to Moonblast the Tornadus. I'm definitely faster than it, so it only has to do status moves to get an upper hand on Fluttermane, but otherwise it's not going to do anything. Fake Out on the Qianpao. Oh, why'd you do it on Fluttermane? That's interesting. Moonblast, down goes Tornadus. Yep, there's that golden go. Sacred Sword into the golden go slot, and we're gonna then Shadow Ball into that slot as well. Shadow Ball first. Does about half. Sacred Sword. We'll do the rest. And I know I left Rillaboom open. He can knock out Fluttermane or Chien-Pao. I think Woodhammer will do it. U-turn will knock out the Chien-Pao because, you know, it's bug. That's interesting. But now you're gonna have to swap. He only has 2 Pokemon left, right? Here comes Regidraco, which isn't going to do anything to Fluttermane. And then here comes Rillaboom. Moonblast into the Regidraco. It's probably going to protect here because he can't do anything to Fluttermane. Like, literally. If any dragon type move he has isn't going to literally hit Fluttermane. It does 0. Not effective. There's the protect. But I attacked into that slot anyway, just because of the fact that, like, why not? Here comes the Woodhammer. Boop. Crit. But Fluttermane's not going to be living like any type of move, so I understood that. Not a problem. 1 and 3. All right, our next match has a Iron Hands, Torkoal, Hisuian Lilligant, Fluttermane, Galarian, Articuno, and Weirdeer. So we do have kind of like a mishmash of a Trick Room setup, yet Intimidator with Weirdeer and stuff like that. I think the best course of action is to be as heavily offensive as I possibly can. And I think the best way I could do that is, actually, we'll do like a pseudo switch here. Tornadus Dragonite so that I could maybe get Tailwind off or something else while Dragonite does his Dragonite stuff. Chien-Pao, and then we will bring in Urshifu. Iron Hands. In case if we do need to be in Trick Room, Iron Hands is going to be able to fit into that category nicely. So the stats that I have for my Iron Hands, his speed is 70 at level 50. Really, really slow. It's not as slow as Torkoal or Hatterene or any other like the major Trick Room players, but it's definitely one of those. All right, Weirdeer and Iron Hands versus the -1 in attack. Is huge. Quark Drive from the booster energy gets activated, raising Iron Hands' attack. Okay, so we're going to taunt the Weirdeer, and I'm going to swap Dragonite out immediately for Iron Hands. Because that -1 attack is detrimental. That makes like most attacks with extreme speed useless. Fake Out goes to my Iron Hands because it was obviously pointed over to the Dragonite. And here comes the taunt on the Weirdeer. Mental Herb, it's going to continue doing its move. All right, shook off the taunt. Trick Room. That's dope. I'm okay with this. We're going to taunt. I mean, we can still taunt him, right? I don't think he does anything else. If he does anything else, I'll do it again. But I'm gonna Rain Dance, and then I'm going to probably do something stupid. Fake Out the Weirdeer. I'm a Terra. Tornadus could go down now, which is totally fine. But I'm going to Terra Electric my own Iron Hands, which is not something I always get to do. Fake Out to the Weirdeer. Stop him from doing his shenanigans. Rain Dance is just going to set up Thunder Punch. I don't really think it boosts electric. I think it really helps with the accuracy. I'll have to look that up. I want to say that it boosts electric type moves. Where Air Flinch could not move. In comes Dragonite. And I'm going to go ahead and start extreme speeding stuff. Not very effective, but I'm already attacking into the Weird Ears, so I'm just going to Drain Punch their Iron Hands, who gets a boost in attack, by the way, because Quark Drive activated. Weird Ears Helping Hand. Okay. Extreme Speed. Does not take down Weird Ear. Gets him down to half. Iron Hand's gonna Drain Punch my own Iron Hands. And I'm gonna punch him back in the face. Now, Helping Hand is what really helped him there. Extreme Speed into Weird Ear. Swap into Chien Pao now. That's good to know that he does Helping Hand. So he's not more than just your Trick Room setter. He does Helping Hand. But we're gonna bring out Chien Pao so that we drop everyone's special their defenses by a quarter. Here comes more. And Weird Ear goes down. Drain Punch goes on to Chien Pao, which is going to heal up all of Iron Hands' damage. Chien Pao will stand using its Focus Sash. I'm kind of glad that I didn't Terra Dragonite, just because of the fact that, you know, that would have been terrible to have Drain Punch him in the face. But he's still standing quite strong. Chien Pao not so much, but Torkoal's now out, which is going to change the weather. All right, Extreme Speed into the Torkoal slot, and I'm going to protect with Chien Pao. Ba-ba-da-ba. Extreme Speed. Boom! Dropping Torkoal down to half. Heat Wave is going to miss Chien Pao because he's protected. Does very little to the Dragonite. Thunder Punch. Takes down Dragonite. And Dimensions return to normal. Dope. So I kind of played this well. Fake out that guy. And I'm going to Sacred Sword that guy. So we're going to fake out the Iron Hands so that it can't attack. It's not going to really do a whole lot. Sacred Sword into the Torkoal slot isn't going to knock him out, though. That's kind of dumb. Heat Wave from the Torkoal is going to do a lot of damage. Knocks out Chien Pao and almost knocks out my own Iron Hands. That's cool. Let's see if I can survive this. We'll probably not. We're most likely going 1 and 4. But that's okay. It's good to see what other people are doing, first of all. And I love the fact that Torkoal's seen a lot of play. I love that. I love Torkoal. He's in like the top 5 of my favorite fire Pokemon. Like first it's Charizard, then it's Typhlosion, and it's like Torkoal. Like he's that cool. And Iron Hands goes down. All right, next matchup, and we've got Fluttermane, Hatterini, Brute Bonnet, Grimmsnarl, Tinglu, and Urshifu. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So, Trick Room is something that's gonna show up quite a bit here. So I'm gonna need to bring in Tornadus and Fluttermane for sure. I can't do anything to the Hatterene. What I can do is stop it from bringing up Trick Room by using Imprison. And that's pretty much all that I can do. And I'm going to have to change Fluttermane to Fairy immediately because Brute Bonnet is going to be able to knock it out almost immediately. Chien Pao, and then we'll bring in Dragonite after that. This is the best that I can come up with against this particular team. Ting Lu is going to be incredibly useful in this fight if they go with the Trick Room setup, which I think is what they're doing. Hatterene and Grimmsnarl, so there's that. Immediately. Now, I can't taunt either one of these guys. Grimmsnarl is dark and Hatterene has magic bounce. There's no way that I can get away with that. So I'm not even going to bother. Instead, what I'm going to do is Rain Dance to set up for the next turn. Terra Fairy, and I'm going to Imprison. Because at this point in time, Fluttermane can get hit with quite a bit and still be strong enough. I have the best speed for Fluttermane that I can possibly get. So I'm going to just let the thing go and just hopefully be able to withstand the onslaught that's on its way. They're going to Terra, and it's going to be Hatterene, and it's going to be normal. Interesting choice. Fake Out goes to the Tornadus, which is totally fine. Tornadus is going to Rain Dance anyway, because that's how he does things. And I'm going to Imprison to stop Trick Room. And Hatterene was going to use Trick Room. Okay, so next up, I can use Tailwind, but I'm the fastest thing on the field at this point in time. I'm just going to start unleashing a lot of Bleak Winds. And this Bleak Wind is going to go right into Grimmsnarl's, Bleak Wind that's going to hit both. And then I have Moonblast, which is going to go right into this dude's face. Moonblast, Terra Fairy, that's 2 times boosted, right into that slot. 1-hit KO. Even with the screen up, that was a 1-hit. Bleak Wind now hits Hatterene. It takes it to a little above half, about, let's say, 55. Psychic will hit the Fluttermane. Gets about half. Is that Life Orb? Communicating. They brought out Ting Lu. Drops all special attack of the surrounding Pokemon, which is totally fine. I'm okay with this. I'm going to Bleak Wind again, and then I'm going to Moonblast into Ting Lu. Terra Fairy, boosted. Moonblast only does a quarter. Bleak Wind right after that. It's, wow, that is so huge. Dropping the speed even more. Rock Slide comes out. It's going to knock out, does not knock out Tornadus. Dazzling Gleam will, though, knock out that entire team. That is going to set up Hatterene with extreme speed next turn. And now I'm in a very dangerous predicament, but only for a short while. This Dragonite now comes out on the field with Chien Pao. So even if Hatterene does do Trick Room, it's not going to really matter. It absolutely will not matter. We're going to go ahead and I could Sacred Sword the Hatterene, but I'm going to Ice Spinner the Ting Lu, and I'm going to then Extreme Speed into the Hatterene. Boop. Knocks out the Hatterene. We don't have to worry about Trick Room anymore. And here comes Ice Spinner right into that slot for the Ting Lu, and we'll knock it out as well. Ting Lu goes down. They are now down to their last Pokemon, which is Brute Bonnet. Sucker Punch could still, I mean, it's not probably going to do a whole lot, so we'll make it a stab. Ice Spinner into that slot, and I will continue with my onslaught of extreme speeds into that. Battle is canceled. All right, so our first match is against Fluttermane, Gyarados, Baxcalibur, Amoonguss, Iron Hands, and Chi-Yu. So, this is going to be a very interesting match here. I think that we'll walk in with... You know what? I think we'll walk in with Hatterene and Brute Bonnet. And then in the back... Ooh, who do we... In the back, we'll bring in Rotom, because I'm going to have to try to deal with Baxcalibur. And Gyarados is going to be also another Pokemon we'll have to worry about, but we do have ways to deal with him. And you know what? I think Ting-Lu will be the other Pokemon that we'll use here. This is going to be very interesting. I haven't used most of these Pokemon, so... I have, not officially, like in other tournaments. I've used Hatterene quite a bit in Sword and Shield. Rotom, I got to test a few months before the regional tournament, so I obviously know how to play him. But Oranguru, not so much. I haven't really had to play around with him. So this is going to be really, really fun. Alright, Photosynthesis is activated for Fluttermane. Its special attack was heightened. So we're going to go ahead and get started off with Trick Room here. And Brute Bonnet is going to go ahead and get started with the Rage Powder. Okay, they recalled Fluttermane. I can't read any of those. So it's Amoonguss. Let's go. They're going to Terra. And it's going to be the Iron Hands. To be Grass. You were really worried about that Spore. You were incredibly worried about that Spore. Fake Out on the Brute Bonnet. Oh, that's funny. Trick Room gets activated. I twisted the dimensions. Okay, so here's a weird thing. Rage Powder didn't go off, but that's okay. Fake Out went onto the Brute Bonnet instead of the Hatterene, so that's good. I'm not sure why that happened. They were probably just like, oh, well, it can't get flinched anyway. It's got probably like Covert Cloak or something. Psychic. I mean, Psychic does hurt that Pokemon quite a bit. So we'll Terra Psychic into that Pokemon. And I will Rage Powder into Brute Bonnet. So that way the Spore doesn't come in and hit Hatterene. Well, no, well, never mind. That's kind of dumb. I know that answer now, but I didn't think of it before. It's like, oh, well, it's going to go here. No, it's not, because they're grass types, and grass types just ignores that stuff. Psychic goes from Hatterene, goes right into the Amoonguss. Oh, one hit KO. Thanks for playing. And the Rage Powder goes off on the Brute Bonnet, who does the Iron Hands attack. Drain Punch right into the Brute Bonnet, which is going to drain him of all of his HP. Which I'm okay with for the most part, because, you know, I have to be. Wait, I still have Mystic Water. Oh, I did use my Terra Blast, or my Terra. So it's not going to be as helpful. Alright, Rotom. Come on in. Fluttermane comes in. Rotom comes in on my side. Choice Specs. He's still pretty good. Alright. So we're going to Mystical Fire the Iron Hands, and then we're just going to go Shadow Ball into the Fluttermane. Fluttermane's going to protect, which is totally fine. Mystical Fire right into that Iron Hands. It's going to do quite a bit. It's a third. And we're going to lower down its special attack. Wild Charge into the Hatterini. It's not going to knock it out because it does stand pretty strong. Shadow Ball into the protected Fluttermane. Okay, so we're just going to go do that. And we're going to Shadow Ball once again into the Fluttermane. Uh-oh. They withdrew Fluttermane. Let's bring out Baxcalibur. Mystical Fire. Into the Iron Hands. It does not knock him out. Does bring him down to maybe 10%. Drain Punch into the Rotom. Isn't going to give him a lot of HP. He should have knocked out the Hatterini. That was the better call. Shadow Ball into the Baxcalibur. Goes right into it. Brings it down to a third as well. Dazzling Gleam on both. And I'm going to Shadow Ball the Iron Hands. Ice Shard will knock down the Hatterini. Priority still beats anything else. Drain Punch hits the Rotom. We'll get a little bit of HP back, but Rotom's still standing strong. Shadow Ball. Brings them down to that. Now Dimensions return to normal, and that means Ting-Lu gets to come out. Lowering down the special attack of all surrounding Pokemon. And I'm just going to go straight into the Rock Slide. Does he have? Oh, he does have Earthquake. But Rock Slide's going to be really, really beneficial here. And Shadow Ball into the Iron Hands. Now, I'm faster than Iron Hands. Glaive Rush into the Rotom, which is going to knock him out. Ooh. Oof, that's not good. Because here comes the Rock Slide. Drain Punch into the Ting-Lu, which is going to do a lot of damage. I thought my Ting-Lu was faster than Iron Hands. That's interesting. That's good to know. Here comes that Rock Slide, though. Boom. Almost knocks out the... Interesting. It's not going to flinch them now. I know that I go last, so it's probably not a good idea. What's Heavy Slam? Oh, it's for Baxcalibur. Gotcha. I will try it again. He's probably going to get knocked out, though. Icicle Spear. Yep. He's gone. There goes Ting-Lu. Not bad. So my mess up there was to not deal with the Iron Hands. Obviously. So guys deal with the Iron Hands too. It's really interesting. I didn't have any ice coverage. Guess I'm used to like having Baxcalibur on my team. But that's how you deal with the grass types. All right. So we've got Iron Hands, Fergarath, Ched Pao, Fluttermane, Galarian Moltres, and Urshifu. Okay. Quite a few Pokemon that we can take advantage of here. What we need to do is... You do not have Protect. I noticed like a lot of my Pokemon on here do not have Protect. People that should have Protect don't have Protect. It's odd. Well, Farafari could get us out of Trick Room, but I don't think they'll want... Well, no, they're going to want to, because Fluttermane and Chien-Pao reign supreme outside of Trick Room. So they're going to want to bring in Farafari for sure. Like 100%. You know what? Let's try this. Oranguru, Brute Bonnet, Torkoal, and Rotom. Let's try that. Torkoal to bring out the sun for photosynthesis for the Brute Bonnet, but I'm going to be trying something else here, which is probably going to be really, really funny. Farafrig and Moltres. Rangaroo and Brute Bonnet. Okay, so, I mean, we could foul play into the Farigiraf. He is going to be weak against it. But we're going to instruct the Brute Bonnet. And Brute Bonnet is going to do Bullet Seed on the Farigiraf. Now, Brute Bonnet should be faster than Oranguru. We shall see. Now, I don't want to do any priority moves, which is why I didn't click immediately into Sucker Punch, just because Armor Tail for Farafrig is really, really strong. Air Slash hits Brute Bonnet. Brute Bonnet still lives. Oh, the Instruct goes first. I didn't know. Well, that's okay. Imprison, so now we don't get access to Trick Room, but that's okay. Here I have a Bullet Seed from a Loaded Dice Pokemon. That's weird. That's weird. How did Oranguru go first? Ooh, 5 times. Let's go. Okay. Oh, Oranguru does have Protect. Neat. All right. Foul play to Farigiraf, and we will Spore into the Moltres. Moltres is going to attack first, though. Farigiraf gets swapped out. And here is Iron Hands. Air Slash goes right into the Brute Bonnet, which is going to go down. But I get a free switch in. So that's cool. Foul play into the Iron Hands isn't going to do a whole lot. But now I get to do this. Let's make the hot weather. We're going to Trick Room, and we're going to go up with the Protect on the Torkoal. Okay, what are you going to do? Torkoal's going to use Protect. Fake Out goes into the Torkoal. That's weird. Why aren't they targeting my side Pokemon? He's gonna set up Trick Room, guys. He's doing it. Do you think I'm not afraid of that? Trick Room. See, told ya. Rangaroo twisted the dimensions. So I'm gonna instruct the Torkoal. Torkoal is gonna go ahead and use Terra Fire Eruption on both the Pokemon on that side of the field. Torkoal is the slowest Pokemon on my team, I think. He should be. I think it's like between him and Hatterini. Now, Hatterini isn't in this match, which is totally fine. Brute Bonnet, though, is kind of serving a purpose. I would like to play with him a little bit more, so we might see him a little bit more in this season. I Terra Fire, they're going to Terra. And it's going to be the Moltres to become Poison. Okay. Okay. He did get Nasty Plot, so he does have a +2 to his special attack, but it's going to be really, really hard. Here comes an Eruption from my Fire Torkoal. It does not have Charcoal, so I am going to be taking a little bit of a damage drop. Berserk goes off on the Moltres. Does not matter, though, because... Oh, here comes Sister's Berry. It's going to bring him back up over half. But here comes... Oh, the Drain Punch. Torkoal gets hit for a lot. Isn't enough to lower the damage quite a bit. I don't know. Here comes the Instruct, though. Do it again. And... Eruption. Oh, it barely makes them live. Berserk goes off again for the Moltres, making him +4. Fiery Wrath goes on that side of the field, and it does knock out both Torkoal and Oranguru. The Charcoal might have done it. So that's good to know. Alrighty. Here comes my man Rotom. If he had Discharge here, this would be perfect, but he does not. He's also faster than everyone else. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Thunderbolt. Shadow Ball. Will hit. Iron Hands. Drain Punch. That's about half. That's a good calc. Shadow Ball. Ooh, I am slower than the Moltres. Let's go. I still can't knock out those Iron Hands, though. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. We have Tornadus, Amoonguss, Iron Hands, Heatran, Urshifu, and Chien-Pao. Okay. Okay. Let's see. He has telepathy, which means he doesn't get really hit with anyone else's stuff. I could get started off with like Oranguru, Torkoal. I'm kind of afraid of Tornadus though, so we'll bring out Hatterene and Brute Bonnet, Torkoal, and we'll bring out Tinglu. Tinglu should be beneficial here. I would bring out the Oranguru, but I need to make sure that I could survive just a little bit longer. So protect, charcoal. I need to learn the speed tier for Rage Powder. I kind of want to say that it's like tier 2, but I'm not sure. I could go straight off for the Dazzling Gleam or maybe the Psychic to hit the Iron Hands quite a bit. I can also do Mythical Fire to the Tornadus and kind of leave Brute Bonnet to do his thing. But I'm going to set up with the Trick Room and I'm going to then Spore the... I kind of want to Spore the Iron Hands, but he's probably going to have Grass Terra. And if that's going to be the case, I'm going to Spore the Tornadus instead. They're going to Terra. Did I bait it? Did I bait out the Grass Terra? I did. On the Iron Hands, Grass Terra, Spore. Yeah. Let's go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Bleak Wind Storm. Misses Brute Bonnet. Will hit the Hatterene. It does basically nothing. Heavy Slam into the Hatterene. Will knock it out though, but that's totally fine. Spore goes right into the Tornadus. Take a nap. Not a lot of Tornaduses use Lumberry. So now we'll bring out Torkoal. Bring out the Drought. Photosynthesis gets activated on the Brute Bonnet, and its attack was even was heightened. Now we're going to Terra Eruption. Well, what's in the back? Tinglu's in the back. I don't want to swap. So yeah, we're going to Terrafire Eruption, and we're going to go ahead and Sucker Punch the Iron Hands. He withdrew Tornadus, which is good. Heatran comes out on their side of the field. I now Terra Torkoal to fire. Burn, baby, burn. Let's have some of those fire moves come out, Torkoal. My man, let's do this. Sucker Punch goes right into the Iron Hands, does quite a bit of damage. Oh, Drain Punch then hits Brute Bonnet for a lot of bit of damage. That's probably just gonna heal him back up to full. Pretty much. Eruption. Flash Fire does not work on Heatran, but it will hit this Iron Hands for quite a bit of damage. Oh, there goes the hit KO. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here comes Urshifu, who is the Rapid Strike variant. And we'll go ahead and just do another Eruption. It's not going to do anything to the Heatran, of course. But I'm going to Spore the Heatran. Surgeon Strikes. Oh, hits Torkoal for just a little bit of damage. And there we go. Beefy Torkoal. Even for crits, Pokemon was hit 3 times. Heatran uses Heat Wave. Brute Bonnet. Dodges the attack. Torkoal goes down though. Ba ba da ba ba da. Ba da ba ba da. Spore. Ba 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 da. Ba ba da ba ba da. Ba 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 da ba ba ba. Tinglu now comes on my side of the field. I kind of like this. I'm learning brand new Pokemon every single day, and I love it. Okay, so we're not gonna Earthquake. I kind of want to Earthquake, but we're not gonna Earthquake. We're gonna Rock Slide instead to get the flinches. Actually, I think Earthquake would be like the best thing to do here, and I'm gonna Bullet Seed the Urshifu. No, you know what? I'm going to Rage Powder instead. I'm going to force him to attack me over here and not touch the Tinglu. Heatran is fast asleep. So that was a Protect. Rage Powder. Close Combat goes right into the Brute Bonnet, which is going to knock him out. There we go. We took all that pressure off of Tinglu for a minute to now bring out the most impressive Rock Slide of his life. Let's go. Oh, wait, Earthquake. I knew that. Ooh, down goes Heatran. That Urshifu, though. Tornadus comes out, and he's still asleep. And we'll go ahead and just Rock Slide it. Ba-ba-da. Ba, 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 da. Urshifu's gonna use Detect. Tornadus is fast asleep. And here comes the Rock Slide. Isn't gonna do anything to the Urshifu, but this is gonna hurt a lot. So, oh well, I thought it was gonna do a little bit more to the Tornadus, to be honest, but it did not. So that sucks. Okay. Rock Slide again. Why not? Tornadus is fast asleep. He was going to use either Protect or a move. Close Combat to the Tinglu. Does not knock it out, but gets really, really close. We're going to drop the stats of Urshifu another stage again. Rock Slide. Hits Bull. Oh, Tornadus avoids it. How does it still not doing any damage to the Urshifu, man? This is... I am totally cool with this. This is kind of why I didn't want to bring it into Season 9. It's like, I don't know how it's going to turn out, so this is all exciting to me. But... I think we only have is Rock Slide, but I don't think it's really going to do a whole lot, to be honest with you. So... Earthquake's not going to do anything to the Tornadus. He woke up. Here comes Icy Wind. Does a very little bit of damage, but it does lower our speed. And Urshifu is already faster. I don't think it really matters. And I have the permanent number 10 on my screen. That's dope. Oh my gosh. 10 seconds. That's okay. 0 and 3. But this is the kind of the learning curve. All right, so this team has Tornadus, Bombsnow, Articuno, Fluttermane, Urshifu, and Therian Landorus. Okay, so we'll have a lot to deal with here. We do have an Articuno, which is most likely going to have not pressure, but the one that makes it so that he gets, it's like Snow Cloak or something like that. His evasion goes up if it's in snow. So we do see an obvious snow team here. It's only 2 Pokemon, but Bombsnow does bring in a lot of coverage for that. So I'm not upset at all for that prospect. We'll bring in Oranguru and Torkoal so we can get the weather back on our side. He's going to be forced to swap out a Bombsnow if it brings him in. We're also going to bring in Rotom and Hatterene. We're going to leave Brute Bonnet in the back as well as Tinglu. That's not going to be a good Pokemon to come out against. Landorus is going to pretty much ignore Tinglu. It would, like, Brute Bonnet would take out Landorus with his Bullet Seed and stuff, but I don't know. We'll have to try it out. Okay. Fluttermane and Tornadus. We're going to go ahead and get started off with Trick Room. And I'm just going to go into the Protect for Torkoal. Now, Oranguru does have telepathy, so if I use moves like Lava Plume, it wouldn't affect him. Taunt goes off from Tornadus to Oranguru. He gets mad, but the Mental Herb kicks off and says yes to Trick Room. Thank you for trying. Shadow Ball will then go into the Torkoal, which does nothing. And Trick Room gets activated. So there's that. Now Oranguru is going to go ahead and do his Instruct on the Torkoal. Torkoal is going to Terra Fire. Well, yeah, I think that's going to be the case. Terra Fire, Eruptions. I think that's going to be the gimmick here. Trick Room has already been activated, and I'm going to get 2 attacks off before they get the 1. So they're kind of looking down of a barrel of a cannon right now, and it's really, really hard to come back. Gonna Terra. Now I know when I Terra, I ruin stuff for Rotom, but I think the Pokemon in the back are Ice types. It may not be, right? But they might be the Ice types. And if it is, this is going to do a lot of damage. They're also going to Terra. It's the Fluttermane. Is it water? It is water. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. No, it's not unusual for it. Snowscape gets activated by the Tornadus. So it starts to snow. It takes off the... takes off the sun. Booster energy gets activated on the Fluttermane. Special attack was raised. Here comes the Eruption from Torkoal. It's not going to do a lot of damage to the Fluttermane, but it is going to do a lot of damage to the Tornadus. Instruct comes in after the initial eruption from the Torkoal. It's going to do a little bit more damage. Brings Fluttermane down to half, and Tornadus leaves the field. Shadow Ball goes right into that slot now. Does not knock out Torkoal, but does get pretty close. Who's your next Pokemon? Articuno. Okay. Oranguru is going to protect, and I'm going to bring out Rotom. we're gonna swap out Torkoal because right now he's gonna be my main. He's one of my main attackers. The other attacker right now is going to be Rotom. Now, Hatterene can do a lot of damage to both Abomasnow and Articuno. They're both ice types, and I have Hatterene in the back that have Mystical Fire. So it's not like she's not going to do hardly any damage. She does have Life Orb, though. But Rotom comes out. Oranguru is going to protect. Blizzard goes off from the Articuno. It's not going to do anything to the Oranguru. It's hardly going to do anything to the Rotom. And Shadow Ball will also go into the Rotom. And that's going to do a lot to the Rotom. But I'm going to Foul Play the Articuno. And I'm going to... Actually, we're going to swap out Oranguru completely to bring out Hatterene. And I'm just going to knock out this Fluttermane. This Fluttermane with a boosted, you know, special attack needs to go away now. Thunderbolt into that Fluttermane. Boom. Goodbye. Freeze Dry. It's going to do a lot to the Rotom, which I'm okay with. We'll bring out the Oranguru. I don't know how many turns I have left in Trick Room. And I wanted to prevent that. So I have one more turn in Trick Room, which is totally fine. But I wanted to prevent me changing the weather in case if Abomasnow came out. So that's what I really wanted to change. But I'm going to Mythical Fire the Abomasnow, and I'm going to swap out Oranguru for Torkoal. Because they can't swap out now. Now it does leave Torkoal open from getting attacked, but Hatterene and Oranguru have full HP. Boom! In the Sun takes down Abomasnow, and that will deal with any strategy that Articuno might be doing, including this Blizzard. Hatterene avoids it. Torkoal does get hit by it, but he drops down to a very minimum HP. We're going to activate Trick Room, and I'm going to protect on Torkoal. Protect here. Blizzard does not hit the Torkoal. Will it hit the Hatterene, though? Will hit the Hatterene. Does not do enough damage. Trick Room goes off. No freeze chance. Okay, Hatterene, do Mystical Fire, and Torkoal, just to be cheeky, Helping Hand. There you go. And one hit KO on the Articuno. Boom. Hey, we got a victory, guys. That's dope. For our final fight of the day, we've got Amoonguss. Wow. Arcanine, Fluttermane, Roaring Moon, Iron Bundle, and Iron Hands. So, what's gonna be the big thing? What's gonna be the big thing? How do I deal? Well, Psychic deals with Amoonguss pretty easily. Yeah, Hatterene, Brute Bonnet, Torkoal, and we'll bring in Rotom. for the Iron Bundle. This is also going to be really good against Fluttermane if they're also, you know, Terra Water. That Thunderbolt, though, guys, if you don't know, that Thunderbolt with choice specs, that Rotom is just going to come take games. He helped me so much in the Portland Regional. So much. And that was before I taught him Terra Blast. So that was awesome. Okay, so we've got Iron Bundle and Iron Hands. Now we do not see a Quark Drive from either one of those. So keep that in mind. We are going to activate the Terra Psychic. Actually, do I want to activate Terra? It's probably not good. I'm going to Trick Room first. Yeah, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to Rage Powder. That's how I'll deal with this. I'm not going to Spore, because even though Spore is really good, I need to be able to do it afterwards, but I need to get rid of the Dark typing so that I don't get one-shot by Drain Punch or anything like that. And I'm also going to get hit quite a bit with Iron Bundle, but I think I'll be able to survive. I think. Freeze Dry? I will survive, so we don't have to worry about that. Drain Punch over to the Brute Bonnet, so it does protect the Hatterene, which is what I wanted from the get-go. So, Brute Bonnet, you have done your job. Trick Room. Now the question becomes... Yeah, I'll bring out Rotom. Rotom, who is slower than Iron Bundle, but not slower than Iron Hands, is going to come hit the field. I'm going to Dazzling Gleam and then Thunderbolt the Iron Bundle. So if it swaps out and either one of them is holding Sash, I doubt that it's going to be the Iron Hands. He doesn't really go down that much. So Iron Bundle might go down fairly easy. He usually does. He's super brittle. So he could be holding the Sash. But Iron Bundle in this case is going to be moving last. He's too fast. Whisper the Iron Hands to bring out the Fluttermane. Dazzling Gleam. It's going to negate the damage that Hatterene could have done. But here comes the Thunderbolt into the Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle gets no attack. But neither does the Fluttermane now. Fluttermane just kind of sits there and looks pretty. So we've seen 3 of the Pokemon so far. We know Iron Hands, Iron Bundle, which is knocked out, and Fluttermane. Who's your 4th? I mean, you could bring out Iron Hands. You could. Iron Hands. Okay. Let's focus on the Psychic over there for Iron Hands. And we Thunderbolts the Fluttermane. They're going to Terra. Is it the Iron Hands? Probably. Nope, it's the Fluttermane. Make it Fairy. Okay. Are you hoping that the Dazzling Gleam comes out again? Because I'm kind of not doing that. Fake Out goes into the Hatterene, which is totally fine. Here comes the Thunderbolt, though, right into that slot, and it will knock out the Fluttermane. So you stopped Hatterene from attacking you, but you didn't stop my man here with the Thunderbolts, which is a stab, by the way. He's water electric right now. Gotcha. So we're gonna Psychic this slot, and I'm gonna swap to Torkoal to get Rotom off of Thunderbolt. He's not gonna be super helpful here. So I'll bring out Torkoal. Psychic into that slot, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. Doesn't knock him out, but does do quite a bit. Drain Punch on the Torkoal isn't gonna do a whole lot. And here comes Snarl. Isn't gonna do a lot to the Hatterene, but it does crit and it lowers down her special attack 1 stage. Oh, guess what? Thanks for triggering the eject pack. And we'll bring out Rotom, who can now attack with anything. How long do I have for Trick Room? Trick Room goes for 1 more turn. Rotom might attack before Iron Hands. So I'll sweeten the deal by just psyching the Iron Hands right away. 80, 90. I mean, I did swap him out, but the sun's out, so it's not going to do anything. Okay, yeah. Protecting the Arcanine. I know that I just swapped out Rotom, but it's good that I did because I wanted to swap out. But because Torkoal brought out the sun, Hydro Pump isn't going to do a ton of damage to Arcanine. And the whole point of swapping him out was so that I could do a lot of damage to the Arcanine. But the sun, man, it's going to be doing stuff. I mean, I could risk it. Yeah, if I risk it and survive, then I'm set up really, really good. If I don't survive, however, it's not that big of a deal. Flare Blitz right into the Hatterene. Nope, will not survive. But that's okay because Torkoal's still in the back. But here comes the Thunderbolt. After Arcanine took a little bit of damage from recoil. Oh, that was a good amount of damage. Torkoal comes out. Torkoal says, hey, Rotom, do that again. And Rotom is going to be like, okay. Never mind, the battle's canceled. Choice Specs, Rotom, let's go. All right, our first match is ready to go. We got Urshifu, Tornadus, Gyarados, Fluttermane, Volcarona, and Palmot. Ooh, Palmot's really, really interesting. Palmot has Revival Blessing, which is going to revive someone in the back, which is really, really cool. They only get it the 1 time, but with the Lepa Berry, you get it a 2nd time, and then, you know, bring people in the back. The only thing is, I don't have Garchomp here. So usually when I fight against Palmot, Garchomp usually comes in and saves the day. I don't have him this time, so it's going to be really, really interesting. Another thing to note is Gyarados has Intimidate, so that's a thing. Volcarona is also might be a problem. I'm not 100% sure how they're built, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. Urshifu, Single Strike or Rapid Strike, we're not sure, but we're gonna have to fill this in. So I'm gonna bring in Tornadus, Chien-Pao, and then in the event that I have to deal with like Volcarona, I'll bring in Urshifu and then Dragonite to bring it in the back so that maybe I could swap out Tornadus for someone else. I just want to prevent Taunt from being activated, or at least get Tailwind off. Because outside of Fluttermane, I am faster than the rest of the team. So that's what I'm really, really hoping for. All right, it's going to be Tornadus and Gyarados versus my Tornadus and Chien-Pao. So Intimidate's going to go off here, but the defense drops is still going to happen. All right. So how should I deal with this combo here? Let's taunt the Gyarados, and I'm going to Ice Spinner into the Tornadus. Taunt goes off, shuts off the Gyarados from using Dragon Dance or Thunder Wave or even Taunt himself. Tailwind's gonna go off on that Tornadus, which is totally fine. Icy Wind on the Gyarados, which is gonna drop Chien-Pao speed by 1 stage, but it will not do anything to the Tornadus. This should, however, knock out Tornadus immediately. Oh, it leaves him with 1 HP because he has... Oh, he does not have Sash. Oh, interesting. We're going to have Tailwind here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and... Is he going to use Bleak Wind? I think so. So I'm going to use... I mean, Gyarados isn't going to do anything besides Icy Wind now either. But I'm doing Tailwind. So it's probably beneficial if I take out the Tornadus. See, yeah, we'll do that. Ice Spinner into the Tornadus. I should be faster still. Taunt is going to go off on my Tornadus, which is totally fine. Unfortunately, I won't get Tailwind off, but that's okay. Waterfall will now go into the Chien-Pao. Ice Spinner will now hit the Tornadus. Alright, so Tornadus goes down, and I have to switch my Tornadus out, and hopefully... Because I can't get Tailwind off. So I need to have an answer. Here comes Palmut. Okay. This answers my question quite easily. We'll bring out Dragonite, and I will protect Chien-Pao. Now, Dragonite should not be weak against electric attacks. He is part flying, but Dragon does add resistance to stuff. So I don't know if that's going to be the thing, but we'll see. Double Shock. We'll take quite a bit of damage there. It's powered up with electricity. And Waterfall goes into the Chien-Pao, which isn't going to do a whole lot. Gyarados shook off the taunt. Totally fine with that. Now we're going to go ahead and Terra Normal, Extreme Speed, into the Palmut. And I'm going to Sucker Punch into the Palmut as well. Is that going to be the key? Is that going to be the thing? I think that's going to be the thing. Let's go for it. They're going to Terra. And it's the Palmut, and it's going to be electric. Okay. Now it's definitely weak against Stomping Tantrum, but I didn't use it. But I'm also going to Terra. It's going to be Dragonite. It's going to become the Terra Normal Madness Man. And here comes that Extreme Speed with the Sucker Punch loaded up too. Hopefully that'll be enough to knock it out. Extreme Speed into the Palmut. Oh, drops down to just a little bit of HP. Oh, held on for the Sash. Sucker Punch goes in, knocks out the Palmut. Woo! Man, it's not that I keep forgetting that Dragonite is so powerful. It's just I don't know a lot of the other like defense tiers that other Pokemon sit, so it's weird. It's incredibly weird. Okay, their Tailwind's gone. So should I even try to go for my own? I mean, it would make sense, right? Yeah, let's do that. Their Tornadus is gone. Palmut is gone. In comes Fluttermane. They should be down to their last two, and they are. So Extreme Speed into Gyarados, and I'm going to Tailwind. Should I? Yeah, we're going to Tailwind. Fluttermane is faster than me, so it doesn't really matter. I need to get Tailwind off so that Urshifu in the back can come out and is faster. So Fluttermane will use Thunderbolt onto the Tornadus, which is going to knock it out. Good call. And Gyarados. Icy Wind. Dragonite avoided the attack. That's dope. So we don't have to worry about that. That's so cool. Seems that Gyarados is... I don't know how it's built. It's weird. We're gonna go ahead and Extreme Speed into Gyarados and Surging Strikes into the Flutter Mane. Extreme Speed. I'm surprised Gyarados survived, but at the same time I'm not. He's really, really bulky. And his flying type is also very different too. Surging Strikes from Urshifu into the Flutter Mane. It's gonna be a 3-hit KO. Yep, there we go. Flutter Mane goes down, and we defeated our opponent. All right, and our next fight is ready to go. We've got Tornadus, Urshifu, Golden Go, Rillaboom, Chiampao, and Dragonite. Ooh, good wide assortment of Pokemon here. So, how should we deal with this particular problem? I think the best thing that we can possibly plan for is to not have Flutter Mane in there, because Golden Go is going to be able to knock it out with no time at all. So I think the best one is to go Tornadus, Chiampao, and instead of having Urshifu, we'll bring in Dragonite and Iron Hands so that we could swap out whenever we need to, fake out whenever we need to, and put a lot of offensive pressure on a Pokemon that is usually pretty frail. So hopefully, and I do mean hopefully, we come out ahead on this. I don't know what they're going to do for Tornadus. A lot of people do what I do, which is Tailwind and have that particular pressure all the way through, and using switch-ins wisely, which is something that I've always struggled with. If you guys have been watching for a while, you've probably seen that from time to time. Okay, so they open up with Golden Go, Tornadus, so that's a very interesting combo there. We can either go for the Taunt or the Tailwind. I think the Taunt is the best, because we're going to outspeed the Golden Go. But I can also... I mean, is it going to Terra Steel? It might Terra Steel. So I'm going to Ice Spinner. Let's Rain Dance, and I'm gonna Ice Spinner the Tornadus. If they get Tailwind off, that's totally fine. I wasn't 100% sure what they were going to do. They didn't go for any type of attacks that I could tell, but Tornadus goes down in one hit. Golden Go will then do Make It Rain. Brings Chiampao down to its Sash, and brings Tornadus down to just 40 HP. So now they have to switch in Dragonite, so here we go. Interesting pick. Let's go ahead and do Bleak Wind just to kind of break the Dragonite Sash. Yeah, I mean, it's 100%. And we're going to Sacred Sword. You know what? Extreme Speed's probably going to come out here. I'm going to Protect. Here comes the Terra. It's going to be the normal Dragonite. So, obviously, could have Sacred Sword that slot, but Extreme Speed's going to come out, and it's going to be really, really dangerous. Extreme Speed's going to go to the Tornadus, which I'm okay with. Nasty Plot will go off the Golden Go. We'll go ahead and bring in our own Dragonite. Why not? I want a Terra. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but I do want a Terra. It screams to me. It's like, use me. Do it. Do it, 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 and I'm going to. Extreme Speed into the Dragonite, and I'm going to swap Chiampao for Iron Hands. Because that Nasty Plot from, you know, Golden Go is interesting. They did make it rain earlier, so it's not going to be like a huge problem. So let's see what happens here. We got 2 Terra Normal Dragonites on the field. I want to say that I won the speed tie, but I'm not sure. I do. And it's going to go right into that Dragonite. It's not going to pop. Well, it is going to pop its multi-scale. And we exchanged blows. That's cool. And here comes Make It Rain, which is going to knock out Dragonite, unfortunately. That Make It Rain might have been +1. That's the second time he used it. And Nasty Pot would have made him +1. So Chien-Pao will now come back up. Okay. So Chien-Pao is going to go ahead and use Sacred Sword on the Dragonite. And I'm going to fake out the Dragonite as well. See what happens. Fake out, brings it to half. Flinch couldn't move. Sacred Sword into that slot, knocks out the Dragonite. The thing is, though, I think there's still 2 Pokemon on their side of the field, and they might knock out 1 or both of mine now. Oh, Shadow Ball goes right into the Iron Hands. It doesn't do a whole lot. Ugh. They went ahead and sent out their own Chien-Pao. So that's dope. So now we're down to our last 2 Pokemon. I'm going to Protect, and I'm going to Drain Punch the Chien-Pao. I'm going to get all of my HP back. Probably plus more. Protect on Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao will use Sacred Sword onto that slot. Does nothing because it's protected. Golden Go is going to do what? Make It Rain. It's not going to do anything to the Chien-Pao. And it's probably going to hit Iron Hands for just a bit. It's just not very effective, but, you know, get that minus special attack. But here comes the Drain Punch. Right into the Chien-Pao, breaking the sash. So there's that. And the rain stopped. All right, we're gonna Sucker Punch. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna Sucker Punch the Golden Go, and then I'm gonna Heavy Slam? No, I'm just gonna Drain Punch the Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao used Sucker Punch, but it fails. It went on to the Golden Go. Chien-Pao used Sucker Punch. It also failed. Nasty Plot on the Golden Go. That's different. Drain Punch knocks out Chien-Pao. All right, cool. So this is a very odd combination here. I'm definitely going to protect with Chien-Pao because I don't need to really do damage with him right now. And it's just literally him, Golden Go versus Iron Hands. And Golden Go can't really do a whole lot of damage, so battle's over. All right, next fight is up. We've got Tornadus, Urshifu, Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Iron Hands, and Rillaboom. Okay, so who do we worry about the most here? Maybe Urshifu. They don't really have a way to counter anyone on my side specifically. I'm kind of all over the place, but we're gonna bring out Tornadus and Chien-Pao to deal with like the Rillaboom problem. Urshifu to take down Chi-Yu, and I want to say Fluttermane, because then I could take out Iron Hands with their Fluttermane. I could take out their Fluttermane with the Fluttermane. Let's see. I'm probably going to bring in... Oh, this is a good question. I do need a counter for Rillaboom, and I don't really... I mean, I have Tornadus to do that, but he's not... Is it going to be enough, though? Chi-Yu's going to lower down special attacks. That's for sure. You know what? I'll bring out Dragonite instead. I know Fluttermane's probably a little bit better choice, but they're probably going to Terra Fairy their Fluttermane, which means I get access to extreme speed into that slot. Again, Rillaboom is probably going to be a problem, and Dragonite has Ice Spinner in the event that for some reason Chien-Pao goes down. Let's see. right, special defenses drop from the Chi-Yu. And let's see. What should we do here? I could do Terra Ghost, but I think Rain Dance is going to be better because Chi-Yu is going to lower down. Oh, it doesn't do special attack, it does special defenses. So there's that. I'm going to Ice Spin. Sacred Sword hits? Oh, it does hit Chi-Yu. Is he Scarfed, though? You know what? I'm going to take out Tornadus. Tornadus, to me, is a little bit more of a problem. They threw out their Terra. It's going to be Chi-Yu. It's going to turn into Ghost. So that Sacred Sword, if I would have clicked that slot, would have been completely wasted. And not a bad Terra choice for Chi-Yu, by the way. Gonna Rain Dance it up so you can get a free Tailwind if you so please. Which it is. Chi-Yu goes next with Heat Wave. Does not so much damage. Takes Tornadus about half, but drops Chien-Pao to its Sash, which is totally fine. Because here comes the Ice Spinner right after that. Right into their Tornadus, which knocks it out. All right, your next Pokemon is Iron Hand. Okay, I'll go ahead and get started with my own Tailwind on this side of the field. And Sucker Punch into the Chi-Yu. Why not? Fake Out's probably going to take out Chien-Pao here. I'm hoping not, though. Probably been better if I would have just, you know, protected during the Fake Out chance. Sucker Punch goes into the Chi-Yu and does knock it out. No Fake Out from the Iron Hands. That's interesting. We're now left 2-4, and they might knock out Tornadus here. But Tailwind goes off, so that's cool. Wait, that went... Oh, Sucker Punch does have a higher priority. Ice Punch goes right into the Tornadus, which is going to knock it out. But the damage at this point has already been dealt. So we don't really have to worry about that anymore. I do have access to my Terra still. Question is, do I want to use it on Urshifu or Dragonite? I'm going to use it on Dragonite. Why not? Dragonite is pretty powerful, especially with extreme speed. And right now, I still have access to Urshifu in the back. And here comes the Flutter Mane, which is totally obvious. Photosynthesis due to the booster energy. And speed was heightened. Dragonite is going to go ahead and Terra Normal Extreme Speed into the Iron Hands. And Chien-Pao is going to protect for the turn. So now I get rid of my Fairy weakness, and I open it up to Iron Hands to do a lot of damage to my Dragonite because it is going to be weak against fighting attacks. But I'm hoping that it'll take pressure off of him by like maybe focusing on Chien-Pao. Maybe. We'll see. Extreme Speed will now go into the Iron Hands. Skadoosh. Oh, 2/3. Dazzling Gleam comes out from the Flutter Mane. Does nothing to the Chien-Pao, he's protected. Hits the Dragonite, does barely any damage. Close Combat will hit the Dragonite though, and will knock it out, which is totally fine in this regard. Because we've opened it up to where we can possibly, just maybe, be able to pull this out of our hats. It's currently raining, and Urshifu, who is Mystic Water. Now, can I get a summary? $149. That's his speed. I think that, yeah, it's 149 is the speed. It's double during Tailwind. It's not enough to outspeed Flutter Mane, but it might be enough to KO the Iron Hands. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Sucker Punch into... Actually, no. No, we won't do that. We will Aqua Jet that slot, and we'll Ice Spinner into the Flutter Mane as well. Here comes Aqua Jet, right into the Fluttermane. Gets barely close to knock it out, but it doesn't. Dazzling Gleam comes out next. I thought he would out. Oh, he outspeeds Chien-Pao? Under Tailwind? Tailwind was up, wasn't it? It had to be. Oh, that's weird. What? I'll have to check that back. I don't know if that's actually accurate. Hold up. Be right back. Okay, I've been kind of racking my brain on how that Fluttermane was able to outspeed Chien-Pao. I re-looked through all the footage and I don't remember seeing a speed down event, but you guys might be able to catch it in a later video. I'm gonna keep this part in. I usually cut this out, but I'm really intrigued. How were they able to outspeed Chien-Pao when I had Tailwind up and Chien-Pao's speed is 205 and Fluttermane's booster energy went off, making it 307. So 410 for speed and 307, and yet they were able to outspeed my Fluttermane. I don't get it. Even if I clicked Sucker Punch, it went before my Chien-Pao. It's odd. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, but we'll go ahead and continue on with our matches. All right, and our next match has Tornadus, Urshifu, Chien-Pao, Bascule Legion, I believe that's male, Amoonguss, and Fluttermane. Interesting assortment of Pokemon. We do have people that go in and out of Trick Room, but I do have to take advantage of the Bascule Legion being here because of the rain. It's going to get Swift Swim. Means I have to beat 286 to outspeed it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our Pokemon selection. We're going to bring in Tornadus, and I want to say Chien-Pao, but I don't think he's going to be the best one to bring. Tornadus and Iron Hands, because then we can shut down Urshifu, Chien-Pao, Bascule Legion, Amoonguss, obviously. But I can also like Thunder Punch this Tornadus into the ground. We'll also bring in our own Fluttermane with the booster energy. Actually, no, we won't. We'll bring in Chien-Pao and we'll bring in Dragonite. I don't want to get stuck having Urshifu, because then Bascule Legion or Urshifu is going to be like hitting against each other. It's not going to be a good thing. Same thing with the Fluttermane. It's going to be bouncing against each other. Not going to be like a good idea. But I do like it against their Urshifu if they decide to bring it. I don't think they will, but it could be like a really cool thing. Let's see how this match goes. That last match, though, I still can't figure out how Fluttermane was able to outspeed my own Pokemon. So we do have a single strike Urshifu. That's interesting. So Bleak Wind is obviously going to take care of that single strike, but I don't want to have Rain Dance. So it's a good thing that we didn't bring in Urshifu, at least on our side. Okay, I had to make sure I didn't actually bring him. We're going to Tailwind, and then we're going to go ahead and I want to fake out. I'm going to fake out that Urshifu. Sucker Punch really, really hurts. And I don't want to deal with Wicked Blow either. They're going to swap though. That's cool. Is it a Bascule Legion? It is. Oh, that's dope. Fake out goes into the Bascule Legion slot, and it doesn't do anything because it's a ghost type. That's cool. I still have Tailwind though. They're gonna start off with Rain Dance. Leer drops my defense stat one stage. Let's go. And it does Iron Hand. What the? When did it affected both Pokemon on the side of the field? What? Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Okay, so we're gonna taunt the Tornadus then, and I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into. I feel like I should Terra. Yeah, let's do that. Terra Thunder Punch into that Bascule Legion. I don't think Dragonite is gonna really take advantage of this point of having Terra Normal. I think with Urshifu in the back, now that I know that he's there, close combat is going to be really, really dreadful. So I don't want to deal with that. Taunt will go into their Tornadus. So there you go. Fell for the taunt. Mental Herb goes off on their Tornadus, shaking it off. Here comes the Tailwind on their side. So forsaking the Rain Dance right off the bat. Okay. Waterfall goes into Iron Hands, and that's a lot of damage. Holy cow. But here comes a Terra Thunder Punch. That's a lot of damage right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hi Bascule Legion. Goodbye Bascule Legion. So we have two Tailwinds up, so basically we run at normal speed now. but I do have a -1 defense from that Leer that Tornadus was doing. So I need to be very, very careful how I play this out now. I'm definitely going to be swapping out Iron Hands though, because that minus in defense is crucial. Crucial, especially if he brings out Urshifu. And his target is Chien-Pao. Chien-Pao I might be able to live through. I doubt it, but I'm going to give it a try. We're going to taunt the Tornadus. I'm going to swap out Iron Hands for my Chien-Pao. We're going to stop the Leers, because again, I had no idea that it hit both Pokemon. I thought it just hit the one target. That's so odd that it hits both. I guess that's something that you learn when you don't, like, I don't play singles, but you play singles throughout the entire game, right? You don't do like a lot of doubles or triple battles, so it's not something that everyone's going to learn right away. So that was really, really interesting. But I'm going to taunt that Tornadus, make it so they can't do another one. Icicle Crash goes into the Chien-Pao. It's not very effective. Bleak Wind will go off next, and Tornadus will avoid it, and so will Chien-Pao, because take that. Why not? We have Tailwind up, right? Yes, Tailwind's up for one more turn. And we're going to go ahead and do our own Bleak Wind, and I'm going to Ice Spinner into the Tornadus slot, because why not? Chien-Pao Ice Spinner right into the Tornadus slot, and it's going to knock it right out of here. A goodbye. Now, Icicle Crash could still come out from the Chien-Pao, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Sacred Sword into the Chien-Pao. It's going to knock it out, but I'm okay with that for the most part, because here comes the Bleak Wind, and it'll miss the Chien-Pao. Let's go. And my Tailwind's gone. But that's totally fine, because now Iron Hands gets to come out, and he is currently Terra Electric. Iron Hands comes out and says, "Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes." As I Tailwind, and we're going to fake out. I do go faster than Sucker Punch. But I'm going to fake out the Chien-Pao. Sucker Punch is probably going to come out, but it's not going to hit anything because I'm not attacking anything. But I have to be very, very careful, because Wicked Blow is also very, very dangerous, because it's an auto crit. Doesn't matter what my stats are. So even that could knock out Iron Hands. It puts him into a very vicarious situation. I don't really know how to deal with this one, to be honest. They're going to Terra, and it's probably going to be Chien-Pao and do Ghost. They called it. Fake Out was going into that slot, and if I was going to do Drain Punch, that would have went into that slot too. Detect on the Iron Hand, or on the Urshifu. Fake Out goes right into that slot. Isn't going to do anything, but I wish it did. Tailwind will now go up. And now Chien-Pao is free to attack. Here comes Icicle Crash. Ooh. Their Tailwind is gone. Mine is back up and ready to roll. And I think I'm just going to swap to Dragonite, actually. Because right now, Iron Hands isn't going to be able to do anything. I don't think he's going to be able to outspeed anything on that side of the field. And I kind of want to have Fake Out in, again, and just in case if something does happen. So swap him out again with 7 HP to spare. I mean, it was a free switch in, but it's... I don't know what else to do. Sucker Punch would have knocked out my Pokemon for sure. I don't know who notched the attack. It was the Urshifu, but Chien-Pao gets all of that. Icicle Crash will come down and hit the Tornadus 100%. Knocks him out. So now Iron Hands comes back. They did nothing to the Dragonite. That would have been like the thing to do, but they did nothing. So now I'm going to Fake Out the Urshifu, and I'm going to Ice Spinner into the Chien-Pao. Yeah, I'm gonna Ice Spinner into that slot. Because I'm gonna fake, well, they detect, so they're gonna block the fake out from there, which is totally fine. Icicle Crash is probably gonna hit the... No, Ice Spinner comes first. Oh yeah, because I'm under Trick Room, that's right. Dope, let's go. Let's go. Okay. So now, very bi-curious situation that we see ourselves here. He's definitely gonna hit us with a Sucker Punch, but he doesn't know what we can do with the Dragonite. We're now stuck into Ice Spinner though, so I can't swap out and swap him back in. So that's totally fine. Ice Spinner will now go out from Dragonite, hits Urshifu, leads him to half. Wicked Blow, then goes right into the Iron Hands. Auto crit. Iron Hands goes down. Tailwind is gone on my side of the field. Ice Spinner now goes into the Urshifu slot. Wicked Blow, boom. Oh, even with the crit, not enough. Multiscale saves us the day. And oh, he's down to 1 HP. This might have it for him. This might be it for him. Let's see. Come on, Dragonite, survive. Oh, no. Nope. With the crit. Can't do it. Couldn't do it. We tried. Not bad, though. We might have been able to do it if I didn't go into Ice Spinner, but go into Extreme Speed. But there was little chances of winning. Very little. If Tailwind didn't like go out, I would have. But it did, unfortunately. All right, and our final match is here and ready to go. We've got Fluttermane, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Arcanine, Gastrodon, and Driftbloom. What? That's interesting. I kind of want to know what Driftbloom's going to do this gen. Let's go. We're going to be faster than a lot of Pokemon here, except for Fluttermane. So we're going to bring in Tornadus, and I want to bring in Urshifu for the Arcanine, but he's not going to do anything with Gastrodon on the field. Fluttermane would make cake to a lot of these Pokemon, but may not be the best move. We'll give it a try, though. Fluttermane and Tornadus, with Qian Pound in the back for Rillaboom and Dragonite, because I don't really know what else to bring, structurally speaking. With Driftbloom being Ghost, he's got 2 Ghost Pokemon, Driftbloom and Fluttermane. With them being Ghost, I am less likely to bring in a Terra Normal Dragonite, so he might just be just a normal Dragonite in this matchup. We'll see, but Rillaboom and someone from the distant past, it is the Driftbloom. Interesting. Grassy Surge comes out. Both of those characters are shiny, so that's dope. And Driftbloom gets access to Grassy Seed, so it raises its defense. And Booster Energy will get access to mine. All right, so I'm gonna first do Taunt on the Driftbloom because it's not dark. And then I'm gonna Shadow, nope, I'm gonna Terra Fairy Shadow Ball. No. I'm gonna keep it Ghost in case if Fake Out hits that slot. So Shadow Ball into the Driftbloom automatically. Oh, Fake Out went into the Tornadus instead. That's just totally fine. Taunt still happens because Covert Cloak says I say so. Taunt is felled by the Driftbloom. I don't know what else he's gonna do, but this should hit, and it does, and it's a 1-hit KO. Goodbye, Driftbloom. Now, it might have Flame Body, which then would have burnt someone, which if that was the case, Hex was probably gonna be its move, or at least one of the move sets. If it was anything else, I mean, Curse is still a possibility. Disable is still a really good possibility. As a matter of fact, it's really, really, really dangerous to have. I don't know what that Fluttermane is carrying, but I'm going to activate Tailwind so that I don't die. All right, so that I can outspeed, and I'm going to Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy, do I Shadow Ball or do I Moonblast? I'm going to Shadow Ball. Terra Fairy Shadow Ball. They might Terra as well. So far, it's just me. which means that they might not have clicked that slot, or I'm just faster at making my move sets. I'm not 100% sure. Nope, they went Protect instead. It's still a good call, but we're gonna set up Tailwind so that we outspeed. Shadow Ball goes right into that protected Flutter Mane. What are you gonna do, Mr. Monkey Man? Wood Hammer to the Flutter Mane, which is gonna knock it out. Fair play, Mr. Monkey Man. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Rillaboom was hit with the recoil and heals up just a little bit due to the grassy field. So here comes Qianpao. Sword of Ruin lowers down everyone's defenses, and I'm going to go ahead and use Bleak Wind and Ice Spinner on the Rillaboom. Probably going to switch here. That would be what I would do, is swap out Rillaboom for someone else. I would lose the grassy field for that turn, but it wouldn't be like a once over, like gone type of thing. They would just be like, oh, well, I'm lose it right now. And they withdrew the Flutter Mane. Okay. Sent out, I can't read that name. Arcanine, also shiny. Intimidate goes off and drops the Qianpao's attack by 1 stage. And they're gonna Terra. It's gonna be the Rillaboom. Okay. It's gonna be fire. So you're gonna be really, really, really resistant to the Ice Spinner. I'm totally okay with that. Super resistant to the Ice Spinner, but it does get rid of the grassy field. And Bleak Wind Storm comes in. Oh, you also really resist that as well. So what is your turn? U-turn hits Qianpao and gets sent back. So here comes the Flutter Mane once more. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. What do I have left? 2 more turns of Tailwind. Okay. Rain Dance would help out with Qianpao and would get set up for a 100% Bleak Wind. So I'll do that. And then I'll protect with Qianpao to kind of save me a little bit. It looks like Arcanine's weak against fighting type moves. It's really, really interesting. Flutter Mane will protect, which is totally cool. I figured that's what they would do. Rain Dance, lower down any Flare Blitzes, but the Rock Slide is going to be really, really damning. But here it comes. Misses the Qianpao. Please miss the Tornadus. It doesn't. But that's okay, because now I get a free switch in to the Dragonite in the back, and even though he cannot be Terra Normaled, he can still do a lot of damage to the Pokemon in front of him. Especially with Stomping Tantrum. Stomping Tantrum could knock out Dragonite and Arcanine, and it will do a lot of damage. But he could swap out into... Oh, actually, that's a good thing. If he swaps out Arcanine for Rillaboom, it brings up the Grassy Surge, but it sets him up for failure. So I'm going to Sucker Punch the Flutter Mane. He's going to protect, which is good. Because the swap in would have been like otherwise Rillaboom, and that would have messed him up really, really bad. And I'm locked into Stomping Tantrum. Protected. Tailwind's gone, just totally fine. Rillaboom with his half HP left. Grassy Surge comes up. Dragonite's gonna Stomping Tantrum again against the Arcanine, and I'm going to protect with the Qianpao. I want to get a turn of healing. Arcanine might attack before Dragonite. He does not, but Rillaboom will flinch him with Fake Out. And here comes the Rock Slide, which may do a lot of damage to Dragonite. We'll see. Oh, brings him down to 8 HP, but he will still live. Oof. Oof. Okay. Stomping Tantrum to the Rillaboom, and we will then Sacred Sword into the Arcanine. I want to try to knock out Rillaboom with Stomping Tantrum. I believe I will go first. Oh, really? Extreme speed? Okay. I forgot Arcanine carries that as part of his kit. It's a really good tech. Here comes Sacred Sword, right into that slot. It doesn't knock him out. What? That's super effective. We'll go back up to half up for Citrus Berry. His Wet Hammer hits Chien-Pao. We'll knock him out. That is nuts. I mean, it is -1 for the Chien-Pao. I haven't forgot about that. It's like, still, that's nuts. It probably was the -1 that did it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of today's video with 80 battles under our belt, 40 wins and 40 losses. We have officially tied. This was an insane video, 100%. I still am in disbelief that I got outsped by 307 Fluttermane. That is beyond weird to me. I thought it was Scarfed. It's not Scarfed because Booster Energy was activated. That's how its speed was enhanced. It didn't have Trick Room, didn't have that. It also didn't have Tailwind because it had fallen off, and I had 2 more turns of it. Weird. And in that last match, I thought I had it. It was a good combination of Pokemon that I brought in, and I just couldn't do it. Fake out is a thing. It's a terrible thing. But that's going to be it for today's video, and I want to thank you guys for watching as long as you have. Go ahead and do the YouTubey things for me at the end of the video by leaving a like if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you are new, or if you are a returning viewer to the channel or the content at hand. I do post a lot of Pokemon content, so hitting the bell icon to the right of the subscribe button will keep you notified any and all times that I do release content of this nature. And don't forget to select all just to make sure that you are notified clearly. When you leave a comment down below, I do reply to any and all comments that you leave behind. They do help out the channel immensely, and I do like reading your guys' feedback. Whether that you just have a big old battle itch like I do, or if you just want to ask me about my team, you can find out below as well. And after that, that's all I really got. I have a couple of things that are coming up, but they're not finished yet, and when they are, I will let you guys know when they are. And I'm still working on those assets because they're something that I want to bring in for future videos as well. And I will also start changing certain names on the videos of Pokemon that I've created thus far. You guys might notice that later on, but until then, enjoy your day. I hope you have a great one. It is the middle of the work week for most, or it's the beginning of the week for some. Just do your best, work hard, so when you come home, you can do the things that you love. And me, it's playing Pokemon on the rank ladder for your guys' enjoyment. So until tomorrow, have a good one, and I'll see you then. See ya.